Hey. So, I just went and saw a movie with my lovely girlfriend, Jessie, who, hey, you're on YouTube, so I should do it this way. Yeah. So, I just went and saw a movie, and it's bad. It's just about as bad as this video that you're watching now. Jessie and I went and saw an advanced showing of the new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that comes out tomorrow, called The Last Stand, and it's basically a car flick for stupid people.
Yes,
For pretty stupid people. It's the car that's in it. I just got you in there.
you did.
Yes, I did. And the car that's in there is it's the new Corvette. It's a Corvette. It's it's Chevrolet's newest Corvette, and they call it the Zero One, and supposedly it is like as fast and handles as well as a Ferrari, but like a third of the cost, or at least that's the propaganda that they're. But they said that about the last Corvette that they made too last year, and it was still just made out of plastic and terrible. But anyways, I'll leave that review to Top Gear, and I'll just talk about the movie. The movie was terrible. It was a B-rated movie for sure. It was a lot of fun to watch just because there were so many prime things to make fun of. I don't even know where to start, really. Uh,
The whole thing was awful.
yeah, she said it. The whole thing was just awful and just like over the top. There, I think my favorite part, the most memorable part for me, I know there's worse parts in it than this, but what stands out the most is there's a scene where one of the baddies is at the top of the stairs, and he gets shot from one of the good guys that's at the bottom of the stairs, and the blood splatter ends up on the wrong wall. It's like, okay, you're standing there, and you shoot me, and my blood ends up here on this wall. I don't understand how that works. Not the wall behind me or anything. so that's a thing. There's a scene where the Corvette flips an SUV, and the SUV goes flying like. Okay, so the SUV's coming up behind. No, the Corvette's coming up behind the SUV, and then it gets in front of the SUV, does a U-turn, and goes in reverse. So now the Corvette's going in reverse, facing the SUV. SUV's still going at it at full speed for some reason. The person didn't think to like slow down or stop or anything. And then the Corvette stops, just like somehow comes to a complete dead stop, and then that causes the SUV to ram up over it and fly 15 feet way up in the air. And yeah, I said it, 15 feet. Anybody out there who's ever studied physics, like high school level physics, Newton's third law, if there's enough force to send, a 2-ton SUV 15 feet up in the air, the equal amount that's pushing that up has to also be pushed down onto whatever surface it's on, which in this case would happen to be the Corvette. And the Corvette doesn't even get a dent. It just has like a scratch that later on in the film looks like a really cool like vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just ends up looking cool. I don't know what that car was made out of, but it endures a lot of shit, and there's no dents at all. There's a lot of problems also with the way they portray its handling. And this is a common thing in movies. Movies do this all the time, but it always bothers me. I don't know if it bothers you guys, but you can always tell if you're looking for it. Like, a car will do like a couple like really, really sharp turns, and then they'll and like in the same shot, then and then in the next shot they'll show it doing like a big crazy power slide, and it's like, did they turn the traction control off? I don't like while they're in the middle of a gunfight at like 100 miles an hour, weaving. They're like, okay, let me just press this button, and. It bothers me. It really, really bothers me. And these are just minor things, really. Jesse, help me out here, because I'm just like picking out random things.
When the guy shot the farmer and hid him in the house. The but they didn't.
Yeah, that was huge. I can't believe I forgot about that. Okay, so near the beginning of the film, the baddies shoot a farmer in order to take over his land so they can build a bridge. Don't worry about that. But anyway, yeah, don't ask about that just yet. So anyway, they kill this guy, and when they kill him, he's standing up on top of his tractor out in one of his fields, or near his fields. And then later on, the cops show up to the house, and they find the guy's dead body in the house. And the baddies are like a big gang syndicate thing. So there's two problems presented by this. One, why did they bother to move him in the house? I mean, these guys are like nationally known, world-class, basically terrorists. And why why would an organization like that care to leave a body there? Not, I mean, they were just shooting cops like no big deal throughout the entire movie, but they have to hide the farmer inside his house and make it look like there was a failed robbery or something. Okay, so that's a problem. Second of all, even if there was a sensible reason to do that, they did it. They had to do an intentionally terrible job at covering up, or they know nothing about how murders are done and how to cover them up, and yet they do it all the time. Because they left, like, blood where he was shot, blood on the tractor. Like, the cops just showed up and, like, immediately, yeah, yeah, he was murdered out in the field. Like, what was the point of putting him in the house in the first place? For both reasons.
That's true.
It's very true. And then, remember when Arnold was like, oh, they're totally connected? Like...
Two things happen.
Yeah. Okay, so that happens early on. And then later on, Arnold finds out through the FBI that, like a nationally known, like, terrible criminal that's at large is going to move through his town. And he finds this out, like minutes after finding this dead body. And he hangs up on the FBI agent that called and told him this, telling him, I don't have time to talk right now. And and then he looks over to his deputy and tells him these two things have to be connected entirely. First that and now this. It's like, normally when you hear that kind of phrase, it's like thing and thing and thing and thing that all points to it being connected. And then this is just like two what really seems like separate stuff. And he's like, nope, it's connected. And that's just the end of it. From that point on, it's just like known. And we knew, which, from a writing standpoint, why bother having the protagonist say that? We already know. I mean, we already know that those two things are connected. We've been watching the movie. We know that. But the characters don't have any reason to know that. So it really ruins a lot of the development there. And that's another problem. This movie has no character development. It is not there at all. It's like, this is a bad guy. Here's the good guys. They both shoot people. And the guy that's in the prison cell, why do we care about him? I don't know. Johnny Knoxville's really the only person who makes any sense in this movie. And I'm pretty sure he did his own stunts, too. I had to say something good, so there you go. I don't know. Was there anything else you wanted to add? Because right now there was, I had to hold back comments most of the film, and even then I was like pointing out lots of stuff, and now it's just all like escaped me. Was there anything you wanted to point out other than those? Because those are some of the big ones. So what's our verdict then? Are you hiding?
No.
What's our verdict on the movie?
We did not like the movie at all.
We did not like the movie at all. I don't know. I had fun. I haven't had that much.
To watch.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're watching it with the right person, it's pretty cool because you can make fun of it. I mean, I haven't had that much fun in a cinema in a while. But as a movie to like sit down and like get into, look elsewhere. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my review of that, and I'm sorry I haven't uploaded anything in like a couple months. I've been really busy with like, last time I talked to you guys, I was working 3 jobs. Now I'm only working 1, and just there's been a lot of stuff happening. I've got some other stuff on the way. I'm still working on that Windows 8 review. I've also got a food thing that I want to show you guys that I made. That's pretty cool. I'm working on a video for that. And MySpace